going
Nothing much. It's been a week. I'm glad it's the end of the week. How are you doing?
on? Just winding down. It's been a busy day, just trying to get through things, but it's good. I'm happy.
Cool. Well, welcome, everybody to the commentary zone at night. Today, we are talking about Married at First Sight Australia, Season 6, Episode 19 and 20. But before we dive into this, please give us a thumbs up because we asked you to. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and tell a friend. Have them come on in and say how do. All right. Okay. What was your overall thought of this episode?
So,
Because I watched it at 5:30 this morning.
to be
Not
honest,
in a good mood.
there was a lot, but not too much. What I mean by that is like there's only like certain bullet points. There was like pretty much two standouts, and that's
Mm,
just Cyril going off on Martha every chance she got, and then Jess trying to pick up Nick and then pick up Dan.
yeah.
So those were the highlights for me.
Oh, I'll give an honorary mention to Melissa and Dino. That blowout at the end, it started before dinner and just went totally off the rails at dinner. I'll give her honorable mention.
I mean, I was gonna mention them when we go couple by couple.
Yeah. But you know what I'm really pissed at though? Why is it that they just not showing anything about Ning and Mark? Like we got two little snippets. I guess they sleeping in the same bed together
Because they're
and
good.
they showed up.
But think about it, though. We don't see too much with Cam and Jules. It's like a quick little scene, and then we really don't see any of Mark and Ning. They're like, look, you're boring, but we're happy you're doing well. Congratulations. So what they do is we gotta let the people know you're still here, but we really don't care about you because you're it's working out the way we want it to work out. We ain't gonna waste no time on something that's happy.
But Ning started off with so much potential at her wedding. Don't touch
Mm-hmm.
me, or what? She was the one who said, "Don't touch me. I'm only here for
Pretty
the
much,
food."
right. But she's happy now. She's getting comfortable with Mark. She's smiling. She's happy. They're like, okay, we can't use that much footage of that. Like, if people don't want to see too much of happiness, what you talking about? We're happy for you though. Let's go over here with the mess.
Okay.
Because
Who you want?
if we're being honest,
Mm.
do we really want to watch 2 hours of happy people?
No, but they're on the show. This is the first time that we've seen them in 3 weeks.
2 3 weeks, yeah. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we know they're doing well. Excuse me. Is that we don't see them.
You know what it is? Okay, the way how it comes on in Australia, it's like 4 days in a row. At least you see them once a week. Whereas us, if we only seeing them at the dinner party, we seeing them every 2 weeks, and it's not fair.
That's true.
Very disjointed. Okay, so we do have two new couples. This is the first time for Australia that they're bringing in two couples so late in the not halfway through because they were celebrating 1 month anniversaries. So Dan marries Tamara on the Rocky boat, and Billy marries Susan somewhere, and they've had their honeymoons, and now this is the first time that they are meeting the original couples. And the original couples had no idea that these new couples were coming, so it was a lot of fakery at the cocktail party.
Right? I was like, yeah, calm down.
Yeah. And we got the epic comment, he's not a snack, he's a whole meal. Jesus, Martha.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. What do we see? Oh, Mike and Heidi, they got over their issues. Ning and Mark seem to be okay. the two trouble couples
Oh, Cam and Jules are still happy, so we can get them out the way too.
yeah. Is there anyone else left that isn't a problem?
That isn't a problem. No, I think those are the three couples that are we can put them to the corner right now.
Okay, so let's hit up on Cyril and Nick.
I'm gonna say this with Cyril. I understand that she's problematic and like she has issues, but I want her on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood what she was. I understood what she was saying through the shrieks. She wanted her husband to stand beside her, like, and just back her up. And I get that. Did she say it in the best manner? No. And Nick is just trying to manage her. He's like, okay, I get it, you know. And he's just like, you can just tell they really like each other a lot because the way they put up with each other, particularly him putting up with her. That's some real commitment, some real like emotion there. And she knows it, and she just does not know how to contain her emotion. I wonder what happened to her. Somebody
Didn't
really
she
did her
say it was
dirty.
like cheating on
Cheating.
her, which triggered this blow up?
She must have been really in love with this person for her to react this way.
Well, let's give a little backstory here. Okay, so Nick was at the gym. Martha comes up to him and says, Jessica told Martha, that Nick was touching her underneath the dinner table at the last dinner party. And he's like, wait, what? No, no. So then he goes back to his apartment where Cyril is, and he goes, okay, here's the latest gossip. I'm telling you up front, just so you're not blindsided by it, because it involves me, because he know how her temper is.
Right.
And he says it's not true, but unfortunately, because Jessica and Martha are involved, Jessica and Martha are two gossip mongers, trouble trees. Like when the two of them get together, watch out. So she gets concerned and she's like, you sure it's not true? Like I love how she verified. You sure? Because don't make me go out here and act a fool.
Right.
And you lying.
Because what she was saying is like, look, you know I'm about to act a fool. You know I'm crazy. So let me verify with you first before I go ham. And so he verified. And I want to touch on this real quick before we move on. I don't know where Martha's from to where she feels it's okay to approach another woman's husband about anything.
She's just messy.
I just don't know. Like, is that how they get down in Australia? Because where I come from, you just don't do that. Like, you don't do that. But
here's the thing.
We'll get there later.
The thing. Because it is Martha and Jessica involved, I want you to put a pin in this until we get to Jessica and Nick. And let's come back to this because I have a theory.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so he says he wants to clear it up. She's like, we gonna clear this up.
Right.
And they go to Jessica and Mick's apartment. They in their pajamas. Mick don't even care. Jessica's like, he hit my foot with his foot, or like when you're getting under the table or something like that and you adjusting yourself in the seat. It was a touch like that, not I'm playing footsie with you or I'm stroking your thigh or doing something else more invasive. Nothing like that. So I'm like, okay. Jessica and Mick seem cool. Cyril is like, Martha is a gossip monger. I don't like her. We need to straighten this out with her because she's the one who came to my husband and all of us are going. What? So she drags them in their pajamas up to Martha and Michael's apartment, where Michael is in the process of servicing his client, Martha, at the beauty salon with a facial thing and polishing her toenails. Those are toenails, right?
Right.
Oh my God. I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Knock, knock, knock. They all come rolling in. Jessica's smirking. Martha can't contain herself, which only sets Cyril off. And Martha's like, I don't know who trained you. And it just went to hell after that.
Pretty much. I was
But
like, go ahead.
that's where it was in this scene that um Cyril like grappled her by her
Hmm.
lapels. Yeah. Okay. All
Hmm.
right. So yeah, I have the right. Okay. Go ahead. Give me your opinion on this shit show.
Excuse me. I'm just like I said. I go back to how you feel comfortable approaching somebody else's husband. You know how Cyril is. I'm like, Martha, you don't have no hands. Let's just call a thing a thing. You don't have no
Mm-hmm.
hands, and I wouldn't want to antagonize this woman, especially when the production crew's not around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she still grabbed her at that moment, whether it's film crews and security. No, you do that off camera, but she shouldn't have done it. And then she was honest. She's, I don't like you. This and that. So I didn't see any issue with that. Was she a little bit aggressive for the situation? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to sit here and say like she wasn't right to feel how she felt because, like I said, I go back to the whole situation. Like as a woman, you don't approach someone else's husband. As a man, you don't approach
Mm-hmm.
someone else's wife. It's just not something you do, and particularly with someone who doesn't like you. That's the crux of my. This girl don't like you, so why push her buttons? Why put yourself in a position to get smacked? It makes no sense.
This just didn't seem that important to me to verify in the first place. But
It's
again, remember I told you to
yeah,
table it.
right,
Mm.
because it's them too.
And honestly, Martha's very good at baiting people. She know how to get under your skin and rub you the wrong way. And I think she's mastered that with Cyril because Cyril has anger issues.
Right.
You know, she's good at what she does. I ain't gonna lie.
She is, but I want to. We gonna table this because I gotta table this little thing. I got a new favorite who comes later.
Ooh, okay. Um, so this physical interaction between Cyril and Martha, um, it it gets reported back. Expert John has to come in, talk to Cyril, tell her no, 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 no. And to stay on the show, you have to go and apologize to Martha and learn what you did wrong. And she
Well,
does.
she apologized. I was with her. She apologized.
Yeah. But Martha was trying to take it down another road and say, you can't come in here and tell me.
And Cyril's like, well, I did. So what?
Well, no, Cyril was right in this. And this is why I like a clear-headed Cyril and not like a rager Cyril.
Hmm.
Cyril said, I'm going to apologize for putting my paws on you. And I'm going to apologize for being aggressive because that was wrong. But
Right.
technically what I was saying to you, that was 100% right. You
Yeah.
dead wrong and I don't like you.
Right. That's what I do with people. I don't understand how people don't understand that. I'm like, I tell people all the time, you know what? If I made you feel bad, I apologize because that wasn't my intention. But I stand by what I've said. And I've had people tell me like, well, um, what you said hurt my feelings. And I don't think you meant it that way. I'm like, well, you're thinking wrong, so try again. So I'm just being honest. It's
Mm-hmm.
I was with Cyril on that one. Like she said what she said, and she's standing by it. So why are you mad?
You see?
I'd rather know up front if you don't like me, so I know how to treat you.
Right. I think with that, like her blow up, we let the anger and the aggression take over the initial message that she was trying to get
Right.
through. That gets lost when the
Hmm.
pause come out. And
Exactly.
her message was very clear, and there was nothing wrong with, I don't like you. You
Mhm.
are a gossiper, and it's not going down this way. You lying,
Exactly.
and don't mess with my husband. But then,
Mhm.
like, when you add in her aggression, and then, yeah, people then confuse what the original
Right.
message was.
And your original
And
reference is correct.
yes,
It gets
yeah,
lost.
and we want to be able to focus on that original message.
It's
Oh
like
my
when
god.
it's like when I'll use this reference. So with the whole situation with James Charles, Jeffree Star, and Trisha Paytas, this is all YouTube stuff. So I was in Mysterious T's chat, and we were discussing. I'm like, look, here's the way I see it. You can be a terrible person, but still be right about another terrible person. But people look at the first terrible person is like, well, we're not gonna believe you because you're terrible. It's like, well, I get it, but don't let the message get lost because of previous actions. Yes, keep those in the bank as reference, but let's compartmentalize and look at the current situation. And that's what it is with Cyril. Her messages get lost because she blows up so much.
I have a question. In your
Mhm.
example, terrible person number one, who's saying something about terrible person number two, even though
Mhm.
terrible person number one is terrible, but he's speaking the truth on
Mhm.
two. Is terrible person number one a liar?
No, because
Okay.
you can still be terrible. You can still be terrible. For example, just to use the situation, Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star saying things about James Charles. Well, they were saying that they were trying to let people know this was going on, but people didn't believe them because they had their own issues.
Mm-hmm.
They themselves have done wrongdoing, so people kind of just
Mm-hmm.
brushed it off the rug because like, well, why should we listen to you when you're just as bad, if not worse? But
See,
people need.
here's my thing. I can believe a terrible person talking to me.
Hmm.
But if that terrible person is also a liar,
Hmm.
that also factors into whether I
Hmm.
believe you or not,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you have to let things kind of play themselves out before
Mhm.
making a judgment.
Yeah.
And with Cyril, what happens is when like I said, I rise with Cyril. She's great, and what she speaks is the truth. But when your truth is set at an octave of 85, it gets lost.
Yeah, because here's another example. You've said this about Sam from the beginning. He told no lies. He's a terrible person,
Correct.
you know? But you said he told no lies, so like you would tend to believe him even though he's the worst person ever.
Yeah. I just compartmentalize everything just so I can figure it out
Mhm.
for myself. I just like, okay, let me see this, let me see this. Now let me see the actions. Okay,
Mhm.
you know what? I can't stand you, but I gotta go with you on this one because you're right. Right is
Mhm.
right, wrong is wrong. Now,
Mhm.
Seal was wrong by putting her hands on the little girl, but her message, I feel like she was right.
Yeah. Yeah. So she has that first apology, which really didn't go well because
Hmm.
it ended off with some slamming of the doors and Cyril walking out. She didn't completely blow, but she did get to a little almost simmer.
Right.
Um, what else happened? Um,
Then we
I
go to
think.
Dan and
Oh
Tamara, or
wait,
was it Billy and Susie first?
wait. Are Cyril and Nick are in separate apartments, right?
For now, yes, again, because she packed up and left again. She always, she always packing up and leaving that child. They need to just hide her luggage and be done with it, so she can't go nowhere.
She don't care. She don't care. She'll leave without it. She'll leave without it. I'm telling you.
Trey, she said she tried to run away, walk out.
But Nick is trying to fix it again, and
Always.
they meet for drinks to
Hmm.
try and discuss it at a
Hmm.
lower level. So yeah, God bless Nick. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
he's great.
anything else with them
With
before
them,
the
no.
cocktail party?
Mm-mm.
All right, so let's go to Dino and Melissa. This just seems like a grab for camera time to me.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I feel in real life,
Hmm.
without cameras, what would have happened was when Dino was asleep, and once he heard the conversation, once he got to the point where he was being disparaged, I think in real life, you would just merely get up, take a pillow, take the covers, and go in the next room. And that lets the person know, like, oh, they weren't asleep, they heard everything, without you having to say anything. That's what I would have done.
See, I'd have been like Dino. I'd have been sitting there listening to everything.
And recording.
I question that. And let's put a pin in that until the dinner. I
Okay.
because do we find out about the recording prior to dinner?
Nope.
Yeah, she was when they were in the apartment together, and he told her that
He
he
said,
heard what she was saying to her
okay.
sister on the phone. I didn't remember hearing him mention a recording.
Me neither. I was like, huh? I'm like that
Okay.
was a little. I'm like that was a smidge shisty, in my
And
opinion.
he I wonder what the recording laws are in Australia. Oh my god. But he said that they've had arguments before, and she's denied things that she said or has done, and I don't know. It's just very weird. And again, we have not seen them up until this point. So we don't
Mhm.
know if they've been fighting. And if
Right.
your theory is true about people fighting or people getting along so we don't see them, well, if they've been fighting all this time, why haven't we seen it?
Because they're not as juicy as the other couples. If we're being honest,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
like
Uh,
he's always on this Zen thing, and so that doesn't really do good for camera. But it got really good when she freaked out because he had her looking real crazy while sitting there being calm. I actually felt bad for her, if I'm being honest.
mm,
I'm like, because I get what she's saying, and
mhm.
I know where she's coming from. And let's not forget. I think part of this frustration is because she ain't getting none either. Let's call a thing a thing.
Yeah, I can
So I
agree
think
with
that's
that.
I think that plays a part into it.
Mhm.
So him being calm, him not back, and he didn't back down, but he remained so calm, and it was like she was trying to pull some emotion out of him, because I think what she's trying to get across to him is like, you aren't taking my feelings into account, and you don't care about me.
Oh, wait, I do have a note here. He did tell her at the apartment
Was
that
it
he
the apartment?
recorded it.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So she's boiling by the time they get to the cocktail party. She has a few drinks. They get into the dinner, and she's just stabbing at the plate
Mhm.
because all of her aggravation is like her total trust is gone now. She feels completely violated because he admitted to a recording, and he said some nonsense about the reason why he recorded it was because he wanted to play it back as an educational tool for them to help them with their relationship.
I was like, yeah, you should just be like, look, I was being petty. I heard what you said. I didn't appreciate it, and we've had arguments in the past, and now I have proof. Deny this. That's the way
But
he should
yet
have approached it.
he doesn't take out anything to play. I
Nope.
don't think he's done it. I just think that he's said this to her
Hmm.
to get her angry and as an excuse to get out, because he's very good at keeping himself super calm while she freaks the hell out.
Exactly.
I think he wants to get off the show. I don't think he likes her.
I don't think so either. I think it's just, and you can kind of tell, you could see how they could make it work, but it's just like, he's not interested in her like that, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Like he doesn't. She said like I have to do all the talking,
Oh my
and
God.
that's never good. That's never good for a relationship.
I forgot to look at the comments. Oh my God. Why didn't you remind me?
Because we were babbling.
Okay, so cocktail hour happens, everybody's walking in, and then the two new couples that just got married, this is where they're
Oh,
introduced and everybody comes in.
we didn't touch we didn't touch on how they already got it on.
Who?
Tamara and Dan.
Oh, he worked
She
her.
was trying to hold off, but she knew she wanted to.
He
No, trying
worked her.
he was
Them
trying.
them tattoos got her.
She was trying. She's like, I'm just trying to be a good girl. She's like, just because I'm his wife doesn't mean I have to like give it up right away. He said, I'm gonna
He
be a good
gotta
girl.
work for this.
Right. She's like, I have to like make him work a little bit. I was like, I'm not mad at you, Tamara. I'm not mad at you.
But
And I
yet the
like her a
next
lot.
night, she let loose.
I say, why not?
Oh my God. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Susan. What other, who else from our Motley crew is here? Hey, Trey. Hey, Willow. Hey, Sarf. You like my pink shirt? Let's see. Okay, so cocktail hour. Hi, everybody goes crazy. Martha and Jessica, thick as thieves from the cocktail party. They're called for dinner. Well, from the cocktail party, the two of them are sizing up Dan. Let's see. But Jessica has her eye on someone else.
That was the funny part.
I was like, wait, what? Okay. So then we get into dinner, and we have Cameron, ever the gentleman, giving a toast to the new couples, welcoming them to the family, and then a toast to the original couples for how far they've come. Melissa and Dino, Dino's quiet and clueless, and Melissa's about ready to break her plate the way how she's stabbing it with her fork. She's gonna grind down her back molars, like she's a mess at the far end of the table. The two new couples are there witnessing all of these the shenanigans as the dinner slowly disintegrates. Let's see. Okay, so this is Cyril apologizes to Michael, which is Martha's husband, across the table, and that one I thought was very, very sincere. And let's just I want to make this really clear. Michael seems to be a genuinely nice individual. Martha, not so much. Let's see. Martha did try to talk with Cyril at the cocktail party, but I think Cyril needed to like collect herself before dealing with her. She needed to get a drink in her first before she had to deal with her. So she said, can we do it later? Martha didn't like that. And it's at dinner where Cyril then says, can we speak for a few minutes? And they go privately out to the lounge area and have a chat. What did you think of Cyril's apology and Martha's confessional comments?
I think it was Martha was just being petty. We know that, so I'm not going to give any thought to that. I thought Cyril's apology was good because she said what she had to say, and she stuck by her guns, and I appreciate it. She's basically what she was trying to do. She's, I'm not going to do this back and forth with you. It is what it is, and we can keep it moving. That's just what I took from it.
I think Martha can only have a voice or bait people when there are other men around. She was by herself, not including the camera crew or production. She's by herself. And Cyril was like a foot away from her, sitting on the same couch. Like could easily put her in a headlock. She wasn't going to try nothing with just Cyril there.
I agree with you. I don't think so.
So Martha's mouth is very convenient. I don't know. So yeah, so they hug it out, and that situation is over with. So then we have the other one of, Martha's Frick and Frack is Jessica. And she decides she wants to talk to Nick just to say hi.
That was, you know what? She was bold. I can't even front. She was just too bold for me. How do you go escort somebody else's husband out and then hit on them?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why she thought that that was okay. And here's why I think it was a setup. Jessica told Martha, her bosom buddy, frickin' Frack. Martha's the one who went and told Nick at the gym. And you're still asking, how does she feel that that's right approaching a man to ask him something like that? A married man
Right.
at that. So they know he's going to go back and tell Cyril. Cyril was supposed to explode
Hmm.
and leave Nick, or at least get to the commitment ceremony.
Right.
And she say, I want to go, and he say, stay, or something, like, at the very least, so that there would be additional fractures in their relationship. I think frickin' Frack set it up for Cyril to explode on Nick and
Mm.
believe that he did it. They didn't expect Cyril and Nick to come and ask Jessica and Martha.
Right.
So I think it was a
Agreed.
setup, because her first question was like, how are you and Cyril doing? You having problems or some such nonsense. And then she was like, I really like you. I'm like, wait, what?
Exactly.
And his laughing was hysterical. I thought he was gonna like pass out.
Same. I like. Is he gonna hyperventilate? Is he gonna
Hmm.
choke on his own laugh? Nick, calm down. It's gonna be okay.
I think he was genuinely shocked. Like, that was to me was a genuine reaction. I don't think he was expecting that.
No, he was just not at all. Especially since he knows how his wife is.
Yes. It took him a real long time to shut that shit down, though. Just saying.
Hmm?
It took him a long time, but he finally got it out.
But he's so nice, and he's just one of those people that he was in his shock bubble for a minute. I'm like, oh, he's grasping for words right now because he doesn't want to be rude. He doesn't want to be rude to her. Hey G, welcome. So yeah,
Hi,
that's the
G.
thing. That's the thing. He didn't want to be rude because he's that's what he said in his confessional. He's like, I'm trying to shut this down as nicely as possible, and I get it because you don't want to be super rude.
Why not? It was super rude of her to ask that.
It's different when it's a man to a woman. It always is, and people, how can I put this? People really don't want to acknowledge that dynamic. If a man's aggressive towards a woman, he's wrong. You don't do that. You
Mhm.
treat her like a lady. But if a woman's aggressive towards a male, it's completely okay.
No, I'm not saying be aggressive. Just go, no, the inappropriate, not happening. Stop. Bye. And
But he
walk
got he
away.
got he got there he got there though.
If
Yeah,
you say so.
he got
He
there.
he leaves her there. He tells her he's never been hit on like that before. He leaves her there. And she, like, at one point, I think she was just like, I can't believe he turned down all of this.
Right. And I think with him, we have to remember with his condition. I'm sure they all know at this point. I don't think he thought another woman would like hit on him. So I took that into
Mhm.
account as well.
Well, I think, like, he's one of the few that, even though it's not a real marriage, you're in a commitment of some sort, and you're going to
Mhm.
try to honor that for at least the 8 weeks, because
Right.
how long is 8 weeks? Seriously. But yeah, I'm telling you, Jessica looked at the reaction that Sam and Innes got, and she's like, "Oh, I'm doing this too, but I'm gonna do it
Right.
better." And what does she
Exactly.
do? She gets rebuffed by Nick. She pulls up her knickers and goes right back into the dining room and says, boop, 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 boop. "Where's the whole meal? Nick
Right.
was my snack. Dan is my whole meal." She goes and sits down next to him and starts undressing.
That was just that was bold. Bold is just an understatement for her. I was like, wow. But
And
baby
Tamara
girl,
was directly across the table
right?
from them.
And baby girl was peeping that. Baby girl peeped that. It was Tamara and who else was with her? Because she was talking to somebody else.
Oh,
Was it Heidi?
I think so. I
Because she
think
was eyeing.
Heidi.
Because she was eyeing. She was eyeing Jessica like try something, try something. And Jessica, the Tamara wasn't having it. Tamara let it go for a hot minute. Dan was enjoying himself. Um, but when Tamara walked up, went over, sat on his lap, and looked over her shoulder, gave Jessica a look. I'm like, Tamara's not here for it. Tamara is not here for it.
Tamara went and peed on her fire hydrant. What are you saying? She's marking her territory. Yes,
I thought it
G,
was
them
great.
duck lips. Them duck lips. How are you trying to carry on a conversation with a man with his wife sitting on his lap? For real?
Right.
And grinding in his lap, too.
Letting you know what time it is.
Oh my God.
And Dan got the clue. He
Mm-mm.
cut that real quick. I'm like, good job, Dan. You understand what's going on here? You ain't that stupid.
Yes, he
And
is.
Jessica ain't moved. And I'm like, okay, Jessica.
Jessica sat there just like, we can still have a conversation. Just don't pay
Right.
attention to her. She's only your wife. Ay, ay, ay.
And Mick is just completely in La La Land.
Mick is having a whole on conversation with somebody, probably about sheep or something. Like, go
Mm-hmm.
check your wife. Go. And Martha's at one corner of the table peeping at all of this to see if it's
All of it.
working. Oh,
Exactly.
God. I wouldn't be surprised if the next person that she brings up gossip about it, she goes to Tamara or
Mm-hmm.
Dan or something like
Well, of
that.
course.
She's so messy. But watch Jessica and Martha throughout the rest of this. It's going to be a disaster. This is the beginning of a horrific end. And I really do feel bad for Tamara. She's Tamara or Tamara.
I call her Tamara. That's what she's gonna be.
Okay. Well, if we're saying it wrong, please forgive us. It's a rough week. Um, we also see Billy and Susie fighting at the table. She told him
Them
he had no
two.
balls. I don't know.
Them two kill me.
But I don't like, she doesn't like him because he's too nice. Say what now?
Too nice.
Girl, go be by yourself with your daughter. Just get off the screen. Um, Jess, wait, did at one point did Dan and Tamara go across to another place at the table or something like that, and then Jess followed Dan? No, wait, she didn't Tamara tell Dan to go and sit someplace else, and then
Yeah,
Jessica got up and followed him?
something like that. I was in here like, y'all is crazy.
No, she,
They are
you
some
know,
certifiable fools.
she could not have done this in certain places in America. I swear there would have been a fight. Like, if this was Love and Hip Hop, there would have been a fight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that was basically the episode. Do you want anyone to call in, or are you just done? What are you saying? What was your overall rating of this episode?
I give it a 9. I was thoroughly entertained.
I can't give it a 9. This was the first so-so episode for me. This
I mean,
only
but
made like a 7.
it was a 9 because of Tamara at the end. Because you're new, you're coming through, and you're marking your territory. That was honestly, they could have skipped the whole first hour, and we could have done everything in the second hour. Because that was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Blavy, you had a great show tonight. I peeped in there for a little bit.
oh yeah, I was there too. It was hilarious.
Okay. Do you want to drop the link or no?
No, I think we're good on this one.
We're good?
Uh,
Okay, guys. All right,
let's
guys.
let's ask the group. Did anyone want to call in? Because we know this mess is gonna get worse. We know this mess is gonna get worse, and I'm happy for it because they are so entertaining. But we know Jess is doing everything for the camera time now. Let's be honest. She's trying to get them.
And Instagram.
Instagrams.
Instagram, according to Mick.
She didn't hit the 200K followers. She's trying to get the 300K. She's trying to get them sponsorship deals. But I think we're done. Like I said, this was a good episode. Love this franchise. Like, I mean, the more I watch this version, like I'm slowly not liking the US version more and more.
Okay.
Just honest.
Well, that's true. I can agree with you on that. The US version needs a bit of tweaking to catch up with all of the international franchises because they are a lot better. If you're going to be recruiting trash, make them be entertaining trash who bring all of the shenanigans. That's just how I feel.
And don't care.
Yeah. I think that's the big part of it because like people like Jess and Martha and Ines, and Sam, they were all there and they didn't care.
And is it mean? Just so y'all, I'm gonna preface this by saying no shade to the US peoples. But could it be that the Australian version has more attractive contestants than the US version?
But we talked about this. Australia, they get a bunch of actresses, models, strippers, influencers / whores.
But isn't it like? Do you think it's the US version that they have like more of the aesthetic of Australia, we could deal with it more because it's nice to see attractive people being fools? Is it just me? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, everyone is like really, like you always have quite a few buff ones with all these like tattoos and stuff. It's interesting.
And the ladies, and let's not leave out the ladies. Is they tight and right. Even the thicker girls are tight and right.
Yeah. I will say that. Yeah, because I'm thinking of because I'm watching almost 3 seasons of this, and I'm going through all of them. Even the mature lady
like
is
Jules,
boom, boom, boom.
Jules, I'm like, whoa, and her red hair. I mean, come on now. This is what we're talking about. Yeah. I'm just saying, US, get a bigger pool of talent.
And you know what? Expand the age demographic because the older couple, that dude that was like in his 50s, he was pissed that they got him somebody that was 48, 49, but she was having that Coca-Cola bottle body. And he wanted somebody in the early 20s. Yeah, that's what he's accustomed to dating. But they paired him with a woman, a really nice woman, beautiful woman, but she was mature.
Was this the last season?
I think so.
Michelle.
Yeah. Yes. Michelle, yes. So I mean, I liked that that twist on it. You know, it's not like only young people ain't looking for love and marriage. It's like
Right.
all age groups. And that they really stuck with me.
Mm-hmm. I
They really
liked
stuck
her.
with
I
me.
liked her so much. And I'm like,
Especially how she left him.
that was hilarious. And he was like, in total shock.
Yeah.
I
Because
was
I
like, what are
think
you talking?
he had wanted to, like, he had his
Mm-hmm.
vows, he had wanted to stay, and she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "You're the worst thing that ever happened to me. This is."
After all of the work she put in, it took you this long to realize, like, hey, like, this is a good woman. I'm like, sir, them 20-year-olds you was dating, you're by yourself, so they're not working for you.
But he insulted her throughout that season,
Throughout,
though.
when he
I don't
said,
know how she stayed that
didn't
long.
he say that, like, I look at you as like a best friend, a sister? I'm like,
Sister.
I was like, what? I'd have left him right. She should have left right then and there.
Wow. She was too old. She was too thick. She was just too alive.
Mm-hmm.
I there was no pleasing him, you
Mm-mm.
know? He
But I'm
was a
glad she.
pig.
But then but the funny thing is, once he decided, he like, oh, like, she's, I like her. She left. Like, what did you expect to happen? Like, how are you looking shocked at this point?
Yeah. But like that kind of twist on the original
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, I thought was entertaining. I liked experimenting with different age groups. In season 8, they have a bisexual gentleman who's paired with a woman because he wants to have a family with a woman,
Mm-hmm.
but he just want to get his rocks off with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there were 2 women before who were paired. So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. I wish there was more freedom to do that here.
Right. Well, where people understood and were more open
Yeah.
as a society. Australia is very open to society, so.
All
All
right,
right.
guys. Well, this was a great show. Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episode 19 and 20. No show names. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought about this episode. We read your comments and respond. Give us a thumbs up because we asked you to. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. We are growing and we want you to grow with us. Bring your friends in to talk about the mess. Is that all, Jamal? Any final thoughts?
That's it. Until next time, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.